Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Where do we start off first? We'll start off with the Carly scene with Diane, repping Carly against the SEC. Think that's how you, that's what, no, it's FEC? FTC. Okay, it's one of those damn acronyms. But they don't really seem like they have a case. They have a lot of coincidences, a lot of hearsay. They got a picture by Nina, showing up there hugging. But even Diane was like, it wouldn't matter if they were just a bunch of horny teenagers. You can't prove that they did any of that stuff. And, my question was, what's going to wind up happening to Michael? When they're at the wedding, Willow was like, you own that company as well. Like, what's going to stop them from going after you? But I think Sonny was there saying that Drew and Carly pretty much protected them, saying that Michael was in the dark during this whole operation. So for now, he's good. But they get her in the interrogation room and they're looking for Drew. And you know, Diane's managed to sit there and like, listen, unless you're gonna sit there and charge my client, because at this point they're like, oh, well, we can legally hold her for 24 hours. I'm like, okay, all right, go right ahead. But they're still looking for Drew, and so Sonny calls Brick to give them some sort of false lead, and so they let them go for now. Well, they let Carly go for now. Carly realized that Sonny was the one that, helped out Drew. And even Jocelyn was sitting there looking at him a little bit differently. And Dante was sitting there talking to Jocelyn, because Dante was like, all right, so did Sonny have something to do with that whole, leading them, to a wild goose chase? And Jocelyn's like, no comment. So Dante was like, listen, I get it. You feel that Sonny treated, your family and your mom and everything like that bad, but, maybe you can sit there and look at them in a different light, and maybe things can sit there and be fixed. Fortunately, that may not happen because you got Dex, he's at the meeting place, and, after talking to Brick for a little bit, he plants the camera. Sonny gets there at the meeting. They're still waiting for the other guy. But long story short, he makes that deal. He's going to be going away for a very long time. My whole thing, my whole thing is that if Dex, let's just sit there and say for the sake of argument, Dex pulls this off, right? He sends Sonny to jail. And he's sitting there telling Josh, we're going to live happily ever after. You don't think that while he's in jail, he's just like, funny, all these years, they would never really catch me. But I heard that new kid, Dex, yeah, we gotta sit there and put a hit on him. I just don't see that actually ending well for him in either scenario. I thought about that. Michael is pissed and he blames Ned because, not that long ago, Ned made that threat saying that, I could sit there and take y'all down for insider trading. But here's the thing. Ned sits there and looks at him like, why would I do that for now? With your dying wife and everything, like why would I sit there and do that? You really think that low of me? Before, when he didn't know about the whole cancer thing, fine, cool. But now that he knows about it, you really sit there and think that he would just throw your mom under the bus, knowing that your wife is have days, weeks left to live, just to get that power? I know that he's angry and everything like that, but I'm like, bro, really? So at this point, Ned just walks away, but even Brooklyn is not sitting there backing him. I'm like, wow, y'all really, here's the thing. I never thought for a hot minute that he was going to do that. Yeah, he said that. The Quartermains, when they argue, they get, hot blood and everything like that. Tempers rise and they say things. Sometimes they say really terrible, nasty things. But to sit there and turn each other into the feds? Really? I don't see that happening. I'm really surprised that he thought that lowly of him. Um, Michael gets a call from Carly, and Carly pretty much tells Michael that Sonny really helped Drew out as far as leading him on a wild goose chase, while Drew goes out to go and try to get Liesel back for Willow's medical procedure. So now Michael's sitting there looking like, oh yeah, he really stepped up. I mean, he stepped up for Willow. And Willow's like, yeah, well, he stepped up for you as well. Like, I mean, come on, damn, bro. Here's the thing. I know that they are heart set on trying to pit these two together. Well, we're trying to pit Michael against Sonny, which again we can all agree that at this point this is just asinine. But I'm like, bro, really? My whole thing is like he didn't even actually have to do that. He really didn't. If he didn't care about your mother like you thought he didn't, he just would have stepped back and be like, that sucks for y'all. So you got Andre Maddox there once again, and at least this time he added a bit. He came in with a bit more usefulness. The first time he was back, I was like, bro, what was even the point of you being here? But he did come back, and he did get some files from the WSB about the weather machine that the Castligns used back in the day. And through this long game of charades and guessing games and whatever they did, they realized it was a bioweapon. So at this point, Anna's like, yo, listen, now the WSB is going to have to sit down and listen. And Andre's like, no, that's a bad idea. We can't do that. And at first I was like, wait, you got the info? Like, what are y'all not doing? Then, long story short, they realized that the WSB, like, this is a bioweapon. They're going to sit there and nuke that place like there's no tomorrow. And everyone on that island or wherever they are at is expendable. So when Jordan is trying to call people and realize no one's answering, and she gets in the room, she's like, what's going on? She realizes that Drew and everyone is off on a mission to try to find Trina and stuff. So at first she's like, oh, they're out there snitching, calling an international incident, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm pretty sure this is actually worth an international incident. When you got a baby, you got some teens and stuff like that. You got to sit there and save Willow's life. I think a little bit of an international incident is it's fine by everyone. But she does kind of realize that lives are at stake, and she's going to do whatever she can in her power to try to stall the WSB from like really making a move. Because once they find out, well, everyone's dead at that point, and not just everyone in the boat, but Drew and Laura and Valentine and Curtis, they're all dead as well. Which, by the way, they got on the island. They got a set. I'm very happy about that. It's really funny. Back in the day when they sit there and watch the show, I was just watching it from a fan's point of view. You know, I was still a teenager at that point in time. I think I don't even remember it was that long ago. But I never really sat there and appreciated all the stuff that they had, like the sets and stuff like that. Now, when you look at it and you realize the gravity of these soap operas and the fact that there's only four left, and it's like they're damn pretty much like instinct, in endangered species or whatever. It's like, yeah, you kind of realize some of that stuff is from, they reused it from Esme and stuff like that. But I'm just happy that they actually got a set. So they're there, and they're just not really saying too much of anything important. But at some point, the guards, they're sweeping the area, whatever, to make sure everything is like, copacetic and stuff. And Valentine, I guess he dropped his satellite phone when Drew Smith, they're trying to rush him to get back to cover. So they think everything's all good. And the guards was about to leave. They hear the satellite call from, I think, Polly, I imagine. So now things about to get really dicey. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really think it was necessary. The Portia and Scotty scenes, I really didn't. Portia still on her BS about, I'm gonna make sure that Spencer's nowhere near my daughter. I'm like, okay, Portia, sure, that's a good idea. Why don't you get on that? And then you can sit there and have your daughter hate you even more. Because you already lied to her for like 18, 19 years. So, yeah, let's blame Spencer for Trina following Spencer. Because, that makes sense. Um, I just felt like their scenes were just entirely pointless. But of course, somebody got to sit there and be, I guess, the patsy or the filler of the episode. I think that's about it. Just looking at it from when Diane came in there, it didn't seem like they really had too much of anything. They had theories and they had guesses, but they didn't really have much of anything. It's like, okay, they saw some pictures, they might have been together, they might not have been together. Were you in the room when they actually had this conversation? Yeah, you have numbers that she gave a large portion of money or whatever, but you don't really have much of anything, you know. Um, I don't feel like their case is as strong as maybe everyone thought it was, but I guess time will sit there and tell. I feel like that's pretty much about it. For the most part, it was a decent episode. Gave you a really good cliffhanger, and yeah, all in all, I enjoyed it. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. If I did miss anything, like usual, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We're mixing into talking about GH, Days, YNR, B&B. Yeah, come through. That being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.